Welcome to this mindfulness practice designed for building the character strength of humor. And so, before we begin, let us find ourselves a comfortable position to sit in, a position where we're at ease, but at the same time are able to bring this attitude of attentiveness. And once you've made those adjustments and feel a little more settled in the body, you may now get to closing your eyes or lowering your gaze. And now we help ourselves settle more in the mind. And for that, we take a few deep, mindful breaths through the nostrils. So just taking that deep inhale, filling up your lungs as much as you can, and then a gentle, gradual exhale, just being present to this flow of the breath. And doing this a few more times as you gently let go of all thoughts and emotions and bring your awareness only to the flowing of the air as it enters the nostrils and as it exits. So, doing this till you feel a little more settled. And then gently, whenever you feel ready, return to the natural rhythm of the breath. So, just noticing every single breath just as it is. Observing as the breath comes in and observing as the breath goes out. So, just for a few more moments, being completely attentive and aware of every single breath. And now, when you're ready, bringing to mind a situation or an event from your recent past where you made somebody smile with something witty that you said. It could be a family member who you happen to crack a joke with. It could be a smart play on words that you were able to make with a friend or an acquaintance. But just remembering any one circumstance in the recent past where your wit became the medium to make somebody smile or laugh. Where perhaps you also may have seen the lighter side of something. And just remembering as best as you can that instance almost as though you're right there again. And also recalling how you felt at that moment. That how that whole sequence of laughing or smiling together made you feel. And now, as you do this, gently letting go of that thought, as you return to focusing on the breath again for a few moments. Just noticing the in breath and the out breath, letting go of any thoughts or emotions, only being aware to the breath. And building this character strength of humor is also about seeing the lighter side of things. And in those regards, let's today look at the lighter side of mindfulness itself. And so I'd first like you to imagine an image of you doing the same mindfulness practice, but in a setting in which you often see gurus and babas. So just imagining how you would look like if you could be that person who we often stereotypically identify having a long beard, sitting by the banks of a river. And maybe just imagining yourself being that person in the half lotus position with your legs tightly wrapped and doing intense mindfulness, seeing the lighter side. And in no ways is this to disrespect anything, but just to bring in that element of playfulness, just imagining ourselves and what we look like. And also imagining, if it's possible, reaction of our family members if they knew that that's who we had become. And now moving to seeing the lighter side of mindfulness, not in terms of how anything looks, but imagining sitting in a room which is filled with laughing gas or nitrous oxide, and imagining focusing on the breath while every breath you inhale the laughing gas. And just seeing the lighter side of this. What if you were to do this? How would that practice turn out to be? You inhaling laughing gas and you exhaling it. And if a laughter comes to you right now, you can go ahead and laugh a little. That's okay. And now letting go of this sense of smell. To now imagining if one of the mindfulness practices that you did involved closing your eyes and touching objects that were brought closer to you without knowing what they might be, just being mindful to them. And imagine if in that process somebody brought the mouth or the teeth of a very ferocious dog, just seeing the lighter side of how you will be able to bring mindfulness, but at the same time might feel intense pain a second later. Or maybe imagining becoming mindful while somebody asks you to hold on to a cactus. Just noticing how your hands might feel and imagining it. Seeing the lighter side. And now finally just imagining back again as you sit in this room and as you bring awareness to sounds around you. Imagining what it might be like to meditate while somebody is periodically burping in your vicinity. Just imagining a family member who you know who burps a lot and imagining them being there and meditating to the sound of their burps as you do so. Again, this may seem silly, but the character strength of humor is the capacity to spot silliness in many situations that surround us. And now letting go of these moments where we brought awareness to silliness through different senses and just returning to the natural breath again. So noticing the breath come in, letting go of thoughts and emotions, and noticing the breath going out. And now, as we come closer to ending this session designed for building the character strength of humor, just recognizing that you can keep coming back to this small practice whenever you feel like you may be taking life and all of its facets a little too seriously, and to build this view of being able to see things with a little more fun, bringing this capacity to make yourself and others smile, and seeing the lighter side of life. And so we'll end this practice with the ring of a bell in a few moments, at which point you can gently open your eyes as you close the practice.